Hey everyone, I'm your host Natalie Bodie. On the show today is one of the most recognizable faces in the sports betting world. From viral TikToks to building a massive online community, coining the term goat whale, and being better known as the Fade God, please welcome the one and only Book It with Trent to the show.
Nobody ever gets it right.
When was the Fade God born?
It was like 2019 during the World Series when I predicted 17 games in a row incorrectly. Yeah.
So were you posting after each one? Like, were you already posting content and then you took 17 L's?
I was a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of relatable content in regards to betting and gambling. And then stuff started taking a turn, ended up losing 17 in a row, and more people just started tuning in as it got worse and worse. And then like the cherry on top was having no run first inning in like game one of the World Series, and first pitch of the game was like the farthest home run I've ever seen. So that was kind of like the start of the Fade God, of course.
Did you embrace it right away? Or for a while were you like, no, let me try to actually be a winning capper. Let me try to get people to tail my picks. What was your mentality about it?
My mentality was definitely to turn something that is negative into a positive. And at the time, there was like no sports betting content on TikTok, and I was kind of the first. And nobody was making like relatable, funny videos. So I just like took it and ran with it, and I was trying to just embrace it as much as I could to turn it into something good. So,
have you ever thought to yourself, it could all be so simple. I just fade myself. And then we're in a different spot. It's had to cross your mind.
Absolutely has crossed my mind, but as soon as I do, then I end up still losing. So it's kind of just a lose-lose. But yeah, I just kind of go with my gut tells me. I don't do too many things to research my bets or anything like a lot of the pro bettors do. I'm just a guy that loves to bet and have fun with it.
One thing that would bother me when I worked in betting was that anytime you make betting content, people think you're trying to be a handicapper or like a professional person who makes picks and sells them. And I was never trying to be that. I assume that you're probably also not trying to be that.
No.
Do you identify as a capper?
No, definitely not. The brand that I've built is more so a community that kind of is against people who sell picks. Nothing against that way of being in the industry, but it's just not something I would ever do, of course, because I'm the Fade God, and why would people pay me for losing picks? So
they could pay to fade, but I hear you.
I've definitely I get so mad sometimes when I'm losing so much. I'm like, you know what? I should put a paywall over this shit. People are going to keep fading me and making money. This is not fair. But no, I just like to make content and have fun with it and be the gambler that everybody likes to watch do funny, stupid things.
There's so many things that are just hilarious that you say. I mean, every time you name a bet, like when I see a new one I haven't seen, it'll be my fiance on the couch like, Natalie, did you see what Trent tweeted his Mega Mortal 401k max? I'm like, no, I haven't seen it. Show it to me. Does it just come to you? Did the name just come to you and then you just rip a tweet and there it is, make the video?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about my vocabulary that just sparks random things to come out of my mouth. Maybe it's because I'm from California. I don't know. But yeah, I have stupid names for every bet that I've placed, whether it's the goat whale or
the goat whale.
Nukenheimer, Mega Max, Nemo's retirement fund, whale, whatever it is. People love it. I think it's funny, but that's really just who I am is, being silly and coming up with stupid things.
So when you hit one of those, or if it loses in brutal fashion, and even other times, you absolutely take over the internet. I remember when you put your presidential prediction out, and then that one went wild. I have to think that you probably get some crazy feedback. What are your DMs like?
The DMs are a scary place for sure, especially after a big market team it loses a big game and I bet on that team. It's always a scary place to go and check, and I'm always like, gosh, what are they saying? And I'll go read it, and I'm just like, okay.
Log off.
Get out of here.
It's time to get out. Has anyone famous ever reached out to you about any of your bets?
Yeah, I mean, one of the coolest thing that has happened to me was I was at a New Orleans Pelicans basketball game, and I was walking in. Actually, I was filming a piece of content outside the stadium, and this dude walked by and was like Trent, and it was Jordan Spieth.
What?
And I was like, what? How do you know me? And he's like, can I get a picture with you? And I was like, shouldn't I be asking you for a
Jordan
picture?
Spieth asked booking with Trent for a photo?
It was nuts. It was wild.
Was that when you thought, I made it?
That was definitely up there as like my favorite, best moment ever. Yeah, that was insane. I couldn't believe it.
Are you the type of person that have you ever sent a DM to an athlete if they miss like a prop bet by 2 yards? You never send an athlete a DM?
I'm kind of against people who do that. I have a heart, those guys are playing, and it's my decision to gamble on it. It's not their fault that they didn't hit my, rebound prop. But there's times where I'm definitely like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
Screw him. But no, I never take it that far. I hate people who do that.
I knew it had gotten really bad when I was watching March Madness this past year.
Yeah.
And they did the commercial of like, all right, be nice to the athletes, don't say stuff about sport. I was like, dang, it's really gotten to a level that's brutal at this point.
I mean, if people are sending me DMs, think about the people who actually cost them money on the floor, No,
I can't imagine. We are at the CPT, though, a little different backdrop today because we are at the studio. We have Invitational 6 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I can't lie, the first time I saw you in that studio, I've worked a few of these, and Trent's been here now at this point, and I saw you sitting next to some athletes that I know have been in the goat whale they've been in something else. Do you ever feel awkward when you're sitting next to someone and you're like, yeah, I've definitely made a video about them missing something in my parlay? Absolutely.
I mean, Will Levis, perfect example of a guy that I've definitely bet on before, and I'm sitting next to him at the table. And, it's all jokes. I'm not giving him a hard time about it, but definitely chirp him a little bit, have fun with it. But, no, it's a really cool experience to be able to interact and hang out with the guys that I watch and bet on every day.
Did he mention he'd seen any of it?
Yeah, he knew? Yeah, he knew who I was before the game started, which I was kind of shocked about. I kind of don't realize, like, how many eyeballs, see my stuff every day and who might be watching, you know? It's pretty crazy.
So we were talking about some of your betting terms, and Meemaw's retirement fund is actually one I hadn't seen in a while, so I really like that one. Goat whale is, that's great too. What's at the top of the list? Like if we're going retire Meemaw to goat whale, is there one that's above goat whale? Does it max out at goat whale?
I think the goat whale is just like so iconic, you know, like it's a season-long bet that I pick 5 guys, in whatever sport it is to go over or under their lines, and it's really stuck with people. People wait for it to come out, and they love riding with me the entire season. And
the videos.
Yeah, the videos are always
great.
Super hype. So that's definitely, I gotta say, my most memorable one.
Do you ever think you'll top the goat whale? If goat whale's at the top of the list, are you ever gonna have a bet that is above that?
For sure. I think there's definitely,
some room for that.
There's some room for that. We need to see a little more success though, so we can afford,
Will you let me know what it is before it drops?
Absolutely.
Just so I can mentally prepare.
Yeah, of course.
Like Trent's about to say something bigger than the goat whale. Okay. I'll be ready. I know you've had some bad beats.
Brutal beats.
I know you've had some really, really tough ones.
Yeah.
What would you say is the worst one though of all?
Worst of all.
Don't have recency bias either. Like you can't, because those easily stick with you. They're top of the mind. I need something that's worst of all time.
For sure. Without a doubt, the one that comes to mind was I was still in college and still betting, as a college student, betting $25 parlays. Just got into sports betting, and I threw like a crazy 9-leg parlay, right? And it came down to the last leg, and it was like the Vancouver Canucks money line was the last leg. Everything else had hit. 25 to win like 10,000.
Oh my gosh!
As a college kid, like I couldn't even wrap my head around how much 10K is. And they're up 5-1 going into the third period. And so
you're chilling.
Yeah, I'm chilling. It's parents' weekend at TCU, and like I've got my card paying for everybody's drinks, like buying all these big giant fish bowls for all my friends and their parents. Like I just smashed for 10K, like get a whole nother round, and then I get a notification like it's 5-2. I'm like,
we're still good.
We're still fine. It's the third period. 5-3. I'm like, could you imagine? 5-4. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Holy shit, 3 minutes left, 5-4. Like, please just end the game. 5-5. I'm like, shut the fuck up. And then go to overtime against Connor McDavid and the Oilers. 5-6. Yeah, they lost.
You
and
didn't
I was
hedge?
Frozen. No, I couldn't even hedge because like there were other games going on too in the parlay. Yeah, and so I didn't know what to take to hedge. And then everything ended. And there was a couple minutes left in this game, and like the blinds were locked, and yeah, it was super unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really
So
tough.
I literally just went home after paying for everybody's drinks that cost so much coin, and just like
so much coin.
curled into the fetal position and just did not leave my room.
I can't blame you. That one is really bad,
Really
especially
bad.
like the context of you being in college.
I know.
And I mean, $10,000 in college, I think might be like $250,000 in real life. Like, because in
Literally.
college, it's I was like,
skirting
can I
by.
buy lunch today?
Yeah.
I've got $3 in the account. $8 is I can't afford a parking ticket. That's a whole other type of pain. You've had some wins though. People don't like to talk about Book It with Trent's wins.
No, they never do. There's not
But they're
many.
documented.
They're documented.
What's been the most money you've won from a single wager?
Was the NFL goat whale. That was the season long. The only one I've ever hit for 100K.
Iconic.
Yeah, and it was literally the 5 best players in the whole league that year. It was like Jamar Chase receiving touchdowns. It was Jared Goff passing yards. It was Josh Allen under picks, who won the MVP. Saquon rushing yards, who won the MVP, I think, in the other division. And I forget the last one, but they came through as well. It was awesome. Oh, Bijan.
How could we forget?
How could we forget Bijan?
Shout out Lauren. She's a
Yeah.
Texas fan, right?
Oh, huge Texas fan.
Yeah, I've got to watch that video back. It's pinned to your page, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
See, I know.
Yeah.
I am a lover of the content. I'll watch that later. I have to.
You're an OG.
Oh yeah, for sure. We go way back if you didn't know.
Yeah.
But when I think about your career, to me it seems like one that when you're first getting into it, your mom is kind of like, "Hey Trent, what are you gonna do after college?"
Yeah.
You're like, "Mom, the goat whale." Like, how do you explain your career to your mom?
Oh, for sure. It's a great question. And it took a lot of explaining for her to understand like what I'm getting into and what I was doing. And when sports betting became legal right around the time I graduated college, I was just like, Mom, this industry is going to change everything on how we watch sports, interact with sports. And it's such an archaic and old industry. Like, people don't understand content in this space, and there's nobody doing it. And like, I need to just take this opportunity. Like, I need your support. And both my mom and dad were very supportive in helping me and guiding me, and whenever I needed help. But it was very hard to get them to understand sports betting and gambling and how I was going to make money doing this, because obviously it doesn't sound great, wanting to graduate college and go gamble on sports.
And older people just don't understand even the content. They're like, "So you TikTok?
Yeah.
Make little videos?"
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And they're like, "Well, how are you making money if you're known as the worst gambler of all time?" So even my family to this day still has no idea like what everything I do is, but they've been super supportive.
I'm sure some videos are also harder to explain than others.
Yeah.
I have one in mind. I want to know do you have a dumbest bet you've ever made?
Dumbest
You
bet
can think
ever.
on it, because I have one in mind. It's not dumb. It's just one when I saw it, I'm like, if I could see Trent getting sent this video and it being maybe questionable.
Dumbest bet I ever made. Oh. I didn't actually bet on it, but like Donna Kelsey. Is that the one you were talking about?
Finish saying the bet. Say what the bet is.
Donna Kelsey to show cleavage at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Didn't win.
Did anyone send you that? Like any family member, mom, aunt, like, "Hey,
Oh,
Trent,
yeah, of
what's
course.
this one?"
Oh, they were like, "What is this, dude?" I'm like, "It's got a couple million views, so what are you gonna do?"
No, that video did do well. I really like that one. All right, we're going to wrap up with some rapid fire questions for you. Favorite gas station snack?
Ooh.
This will say a lot no pressure. These will say a lot about you.
Sour Skittles.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. Sweet tea or iced coffee?
Iced coffee.
I don't think you really wear boots, but you do live in Texas. Boots
Yeah.
or sneakers?
Sneakers, for
Okay.
sure.
Go out or stay in?
I'm a stay-in kind of guy.
Okay.
I'll go out, though, when needed, for sure.
When needed?
When needed.
When is it needed?
If the troops need me to go.
You hit the goat well and then
yeah,
you gotta
for
go
sure.
out. Okay.
Something good's got to happen,
First celebrity crush?
First celebrity crush, Kate Upton.
Oh, that's a good one.
Easy.
That's a good one. One word people use to describe you?
Degenerate. I'm really not even that big of a fan. I'm just a stupid guy who likes to gamble.
If you make betting content, though, that's probably inevitable.
Yeah.
If you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, where are you eating?
Damn, that's a really good question. I would say Chipotle, but that would probably make me feel like shit all the time.
I don't know. It's kind of healthy, right?
Yeah. I feel like you can have a bunch of different options at Chipotle too.
It's not a bad answer.
Let's go with Chipotle.
All right, last one. Would you rather get $150 million guaranteed or flip a coin for $1 billion?
Shit.
Really think about it.
As much as I want to say flip the coin, I'm taking the 150 mil every time for sure.
I agree, only because if we flip the coin and I say heads and I see the other side of that coin knowing I could have had 150 million,
Yeah, it's like,
how do you go on?
yeah, you don't go on.
You can't.
You don't.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, book it with Trent. Trent, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.